Okay, so how did you first learn about GMOs?
Through our research as beekeepers, we looked into the bee losses and we started looking into it. We found more and more connections with the genetically modified organisms and the herbicides and pesticides that go with them.
What do you do to keep GMOs out of your food?
Well, out of our food, we pretty much have to be very careful. It's a lot more expensive to shop that way, but you shop organic, you read labels, you have to educate yourself because there are so many ways of hiding it.
And what do you think should be done about GMOs in our food?
GMOs, in my opinion, need to be banned outright. They're killing our bees. As a beekeeper, we cannot take much more of this. Us as a human race, it's going to have broad impacts and it's going to be sooner than people think.
Thank you very much. How did you first learn about GMOs?
First learn about GMOs. Well, it's been years now. You know, Europe is so far ahead of the United States, so we're hearing about them banning them as we're just learning about them, coming. And I guess it was a couple years ago, the alfalfa became a genetically modified crop. It was really brought to my attention. We've got a lot of farmers in this area raising alfalfa for feed for their cattle. And I'm a gardener, just a home gardener. I've been collecting my own seeds for 10 years now, planting them. And so it's a great concern to me that if somebody in my neighborhood decides to get some genetically modified seed that will cross with mine, that my seed will now be owned by this corporation that I see as taking over the world's food supply and very much threatening the livelihood of the next generation.
And so what do you do to avoid GMOs in your food?
Good question. You know, I used to think that if I bought organic, I was avoiding GMOs, and apparently that's not even true anymore. So it's difficult. Besides growing your own and going to your local farmers markets and meeting with farmers and asking them about their farming practices, unless we get some labeling or banning of genetically modified organisms, period. I guess it's Kellogg's and a few others that will make genetically modified free cereals for European customers, but not for American customers. So it's hard to know.
And what do you think should be done about GMOs in our food?
I think definitely starting at the local level and putting the pressure on our feed stores, our grocery stores, our county commissioners is a great way to go. And so I'm really happy about the turnout today. I'd say 80 to 100 people turned out in little Colville, Washington.
Isn't that awesome? Thank you.
Very happy, and thanks to my family for coming.
Yes, it was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So how did you first learn about GMOs?
I learned about GMOs in about 1983, reading some alternative publication, and I was pretty convinced even before that to eat organically because I discovered a lot of things in the 70s too.
What do you do to avoid GMOs in your food?
Grow my own food and buy organically from our local people.
And what do you think should be done about GMOs in our food?
At the very least, labeling. We have a right to that. And I don't know how, we've gotten labeling, for food in the last 25 years. And now we need to extend that to genetically modified food and anything else that happens to our food system in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.